Welcome to Agenda Edina, a news program summarizing the actions taken at City Hall that affect you most. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty. Growing Edina's neighborhoods cannot occur without the pounding of nails, whirring of saws, and construction workers' vehicles parked on local streets. The City of Edina is working to strike a balance between compromises in quality of life caused by construction and the free market forces at the root of redevelopment.
We're experiencing multiple construction sites on a single street, and having to live in the midst of that is becoming a nuisance for residents. And outside of our building department, we don't have a person that goes around from construction site to monitor to make sure they're meeting our ordinances, keeping their site clean, having respect for adjacent property owners.
This month, the City Council will consider an ordinance amendment and plan that will allow for more coordinated enforcement of residential redevelopment. As part of the plan, the cost of a demolition permit would increase from $200 to $1,500. The new revenue would be used to hire a full-time employee who will be responsible for coordinating all aspects of residential redevelopment.
It says a lot about the community, that people want to live here, that people want to go through a lot to live here. Our goal for current residents who live here is to be as kind and respectful of them as we are to the people that want to live here.
Even if the ordinance amendment and plan are approved this month, the city will not stop work on issues associated with residential redevelopment. A working group of the Planning Commission continues to study the issue and is expected to make additional recommendations. After almost losing the task, the Edina Energy and Environment Commission will continue its work on urban forest issues. The commission formed a task force in 2010 to update local laws regarding trees. The group has met about 8 times. The City Council identified other priorities and removed urban forestry from the commission's work plan for the year. But they heard members' plea to finish their work.
We want to preserve and increase trees because they will reduce energy bills. They also clean up the air, and they're just beautiful for our city. We're working on issues related to trees on public and private property. This includes the emerald ash borer infestation, increasing tree planting, and also updating the city's ordinances.
The task force is expected to present its findings to the City Council in June. Law enforcement officers are known to be brave and work for the common good. However, we caught up with some Edina police officers and others who went far beyond the call of duty and nearly froze in the process. What draws a crowd to a frozen lake in March? It wasn't ice fishing or snowmobiling.
This is our first time here at Lake Riley.
Law enforcement and city officials from across the metro area, including Edina, spent the afternoon at an area lake to raise money for the Special Olympics.
It's March, and we are polar bear plunging in the rain for Special Olympics Minnesota.
This is the 6th year the Edina Police Department has participated in the Polar Plunge, getting pledges to jump into icy waters.
We've always been advocates on helping out the Special Olympics and earning money for them.
I think this is going to be a doozy of a plunge in the coming years.
This year, over $2.5 million will be raised for Special Olympics through polar plunge events like this one in Minnesota. The funds raised helped thousands of athletes across the state.
All the area and local events that happen throughout the state, over 100 competitions that go on throughout the year. We know we're 18 different sports, year-round training.
And it wasn't just law enforcement participating. City Manager Scott Neal wanted to support the Special Olympics too, but says he was encouraged by a little peer pressure as well.
As you know, it snowed 10 to 15 inches. It's pretty cold out. It would be very, very chilly to be jumping in cold water. And Manager Neal and I are doing that to benefit the Special Olympics of Minnesota this Saturday. Are you excited? Are you going to wear shorts?
I am not excited, and I'm not wearing shorts.
We asked Scott if he was wearing his jumping attire.
This is my uniform that I wear to work every day, and so that's what I'm going in the lake in.
Whether fully dressed or in costume, team after team made the plunge.
And the Edina Police. Go!
And how was the water, you wonder?
That was the warmest water I've ever been in March, I gotta say.
It was much, much colder than I expected. Thank you.
And some, like Tony Martin, were recharged after a quick warm-up in a hot tub.
It was great. I could be out here. I almost want to go again, but
I'll wear less clothing next year, so that's enticement for all your viewers.
The Edina Police Department isn't done with raising funds for the Special Olympics. For the 9th year, they will also participate in the Summer Law Enforcement Torch Run. Thanks for watching this episode of Agenda Edina. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty.